At the onset of any project, there is a conversation between Crenshaw and the client that outlines the scope of the project. In most cases, the specifier, be it an architect or lighting designer, will provide a sketch or design elements of each fixture. The conversation continues and the finer details of each fixture are revealed in order to provide a quote. If needed, a more refined sketch can be provided by Crenshaw, which can take 1 to 2 days. At this phase, we are working in tandem with the specifier to define the spec. All of this work on the front end of the project is not only important when constructing a sound specification, but vital regarding meeting estimated lead times and delivery. Whether a single or multi-name spec, it's extremely important to accurately define the design intent and communicate that in the specification. This will help save time in the procurement and production phase and will lower the risk of any change orders. It's relevant to point out that the level of pre-production and design work will depend on the client's level of commitment to Crenshaw for the project. If the project calls for a competitive bid, let's discuss our role before proceeding to design. There's a common misconception in custom manufacturing that the project is moving along a single timeline. However, there are in fact multiple timelines with a number of variables that need to be identified and approved before the actual production clock starts in order to reach the ESD. Any changes during the approval process or during production will greatly compromise lead times. Each timeline requires timely approvals in order to proceed and reach the ESD. For example, once the initial design is approved and an order is received, our engineering team will begin work on the factory drawings. For us to produce complete and accurate drawings, we ask that variables such as mounting heights, circuits, voltage, lenses, and finishes be determined, as this will help prevent any delays and change orders that may occur. Unless a new listing is necessary, we will offer recommendations on using existing listings. These factors mentioned need to be determined in order to complete testing before proceeding to a production run. Crenshaw is a CSA certified manufacturer, and there are criteria for every fixture that must comply with a listing approved by CSA. At Crenshaw, we endeavor to assist our clients to design a fixture using an existing listing, which may reduce any chance of negatively affecting a project's timeline. If a new CSA listing is required, a separate light fixture must be designed, engineered, and tested to meet the specifications of the client. That test fixture is considered an independent part of a project that needs to be approved and released for production. As with any project, we are happy to provide samples and encourage sample requests be made prior to the order. Having sample approvals at the time of the order affords us the opportunity to produce complete factory drawings, as well as provides our engineering team the data necessary to perform preliminary testing, which is crucial in maintaining the scheduled timeline. Once the factory drawings are approved, the fixtures are then released for production. Again, this approval includes confirmation on details such as voltage, finishes, lenses, and lamping specified for the project. Once released, the production clock starts and the ESD becomes clearer. Any design changes at this stage will severely compromise the project schedule and ESD. The procurement phase now begins, and because of the nature of custom manufacturing, any tooling and/or castings that need to be made or acquired cannot occur before we are released for production. It is important to note as well that castings and art glass require significant lead time. These need to be made and approved before implementing them into a production run. Development and fabrication of any mock-up, prototype, or sample fixture requires its own timeline and approval prior to the balance of fixtures for that type. If the prototype is rejected for any reason, a re-evaluation of the fixture's previously approved scope is necessary. If any changes are outside the scope outlined in the original purchase order, we can provide a quote for the changes, and a change order must be submitted. This explanation features many of the benefits of services available when working with Crenshaw Lighting. When specifying custom lighting, we recommend considering these processes to reduce the chance of a project timeline being negatively impacted. Please feel free to contact us for any additional information or clarification on specifying and ordering for custom lighting.